So Northumberland County South Campus has a jail, an addiction rehab center, and a juvenile rehabilitation center. How do these contribute to the goals of fighting crime and the opioid crisis, and where do you see the county headed?
In our society, um, we have a moral obligation to rehabilitate um, people that have had problems in the judicial system. And the foresight of our county commissioners to purchase that property and cluster the prison, the juvenile center, the rehabilitation center, all that in one area, that was a fantastic idea. Um, as I said, we have a moral obligation to do what we can as a society, as citizens of Northumberland County, to rehabilitate people, and that's one of the most important things that we can do as a county, as a society. With that property that's been purchased, we have a multitude of possibilities on that site. So we're headed definitely in the right direction with what we're doing, and in the future, in the next few years, whatever we can do to establish more facilities that will aid in this rehabilitation of criminals, juvenile delinquents, whatever, people that have drug problems. That's going to be a positive for the people that live in the county, and these individuals that are going through these problems, because in our society we're only as strong as the weakest link, and we need to try to help these people so we can get them back into society and try to be good citizens and productive citizens.
What steps will you take to bring economic development and new business to Northumberland County?
Right now in the county, our planning director has resigned, so I think the key is you have to be proactive. We get if I'm elected, I'll work with the other commissioners to get a good solid person there as planning director, and that director needs to have some foresight. We have to be proactive and go out and this is a big country. There's many counties in Pennsylvania. Everybody is looking for economic development. You just can't sit back on your heels. You got to go out and go after businesses and industry, and have a product that they're going to be interested in, and say, hey, Northumberland County's got some great possibilities. I think we have a strong work base here, with the endeavors of the community colleges and technical schools and other things. I think we can focus on that to provide curriculums that will be directed in the areas of these businesses or manufacturing companies, whatever, that we can provide a good solid workforce. And I think that's very important when you're trying to attract industry, businesses to an area like our county. So we have to make sure our workforce is educated and has a good work ethic.
What steps will you take to continue the fight against blight in Northumberland County?
I'm on the Housing Authority Board, so I'm kind of aware of the problems, and most of the problems with the blight are in some of our cities and some of our bigger areas like Shamokin, Carmel, Sunbury, Milton. It's a huge problem because we, as the population ages and people pass away, their properties are sold. In a lot of the areas, it's hard to sell the properties, so they're sold at a very cheap price, and we get people from out of the area that are buying these properties. They rent them out, and a lot of it, they're HUD properties, and people are renting these properties, the owners of these properties don't take care of them, and a lot of times they're not paying their taxes. So the properties become dilapidated, they become blighted until they're unlivable, and these owners don't they live out of the area, they don't even take care of the properties, they don't pay the taxes. So what we have to do is this problem has developed for many years. It's been developed, it's just been going on and on. It's going to take a while, a few years, maybe 10, 15 years to get this problem straightened out. But the properties that can be rehabilitated, we need to focus on them, see if they can be saved. The other ones, we're not getting much tax revenue out of a lot of those properties anyway. So some of those blighted ones that are beyond repair, beyond saving, they have to be raised, and possibly somewhere down the line somebody would purchase that land and build something viable on that property, whether they could put a business on it, or build another house, but that's what I see has to be done with these blighted properties. It's a huge problem in those certain areas I specified, and I think the housing director, Eddie Cristiano, the county housing director, does a great job, and it's a big problem, but it's being addressed and attacked right now, and it's going to take a while to remedy that problem, and it's going to get done. It's getting done slowly but surely.
The state is mandating that all counties replace their voting machines. How do you think the county should handle this added expense?
At the state level and the federal level, many times they hand these mandates down that you have to do this and that, and they don't help you with this, help subsidize the proposals or the mandates that they make. So we have to reach out to, and constantly address this with state and federal officials, wherever we can get the money. We just have to hammer on it so our taxpayers aren't burdened with this. Our current voting machines are, from what I understand, are good. They work well, but now they want a paper trail. So you get a receipt after you vote. You get a piece of paper that comes out of the machine, and so now they want a paper trail. So I'm against having taxpayers pay for something that's mandated by the state. So I would beat the bushes, so to speak, to try to get our state officials to come up with the money, so our citizens in Northumberland County don't have to be burdened with whatever this is going to cost, $500,000, $1 million, or whatever. I don't like it, but it is what it is. The state's mandating us to do that. They're mandating all the counties to do that. So we'll have to deal with it, and we'll have to try to lessen the burden on our budget, on our taxpayers, as much as we can.
What do you consider the most important issue of Northumberland County, and what must be done to address it?
I've been living in Northumberland County. I'm 65 years old, and I've been here all my life. So the county is a special place for me. I've lived here. I've raised my family here. I've worked here. I've worked in the Warrior Run School District, the northern end of the county. I worked in the Shamokin area for a long time. I have friends all over the county, and my grandparents came here from Europe back over 100 years ago. They were hardworking people that came into this county, and they never got a handout. They busted their butts to get what they got, and my parents did the same thing. My father was a electrician, repairman. My mom worked in a dress factory. So I have a a lot of pride in Northumberland County and the people that live in Northumberland County. I have friends all over this county, and I want to do what's best for this county because I have a vested interest in it. So I want to make sure this county is run the best way possible. I want to make sure everybody's doing their job, that the taxpayers are getting what they expect to get, have a county that's run efficiently and productively, and also have some foresight to see possible problems or solutions down the road that will have the best county in the state. You know, I just don't want to sit as a commissioner and just go through the motions. I want us to have I want to work with cooperation with the other two commissioners, and hopefully we can all get together and we're not going to agree on everything, and I know that, but we want to do what's best for all the county residents, the senior citizens, the young people coming up through, you know, everyone in all the residents of the county. And we have a lot of problems, a lot of issues that we have to deal with, and I know that. And like I said, I'm a resident all my life of this county, and I'm going to give it my full-time effort. I'm not going to just be a part-time commissioner. I will be full-time commissioner, and working hard to solve the problems and being proactive with in a lot of different areas that need to be addressed.